YouTube channel. My name is Michael Mastro, and the YouTube channel is Vastu Creations. We take and look at different personalities each week. This week we're going to look at Sydney Poitier using transformational Vedic astrology. Let's see why this person is so successful. So if you look to the eastern horizon when he was born, you would see the constellation associated with Virgo rising at 15 degrees. Any planets that are within 5 degrees, like Saturn, like Jupiter, like Rahu and Ketu, have a lot of impact in the chart. And if you look to see where the Multikona signs fall, so in transformational Vedic astrology, we get right to the heart of the chart by seeing where the Multikona signs fall. So Multikona sign is referring to the fact that many of the planets rule two signs, but one of them they are more connected with. So for example, Venus rules Libra and Taurus. Um, Venus is about relationships and also is Libra, not so much Taurus. So Libra becomes the Multikona sign. So if we follow these Multikona signs, we can see what this person came here to learn about in this lifetime. So just looking here, Libra ruled by Venus, he's learning about stability in marriage, wealth, and fame. You see Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter in the fourth house, learning about happiness and home life. You see Aquarius ruled by Saturn in the sixth house, learning about service and health. And then you see Aries ruled by Mars in the eighth house, learning how to research different parts that he was playing. And then you see Cancer ruled by Moon in the 11th house of income, learning about income and connections and fulfilling desires. Then we see Leo ruled by Sun in the 12th house, learning about spiritual growth and how to separate himself to take on these acting roles. And then you see, excuse me, this was Libra ruled by Venus, not Virgo. And then Virgo ruled by Mercury. So learning about what he came here to do and how it's connected to the public and how it's connected to the way he communicates. So let's just look and see how the planets are operating, and then we'll see when they're operating in his life and what we could do to transform the chart and strengthen the planets. So any Multikona sign that falls in the 6th, 8th, or the 12th house becomes functional malefic, meaning it can cause some challenges because these are the challenging houses. So Saturn, Mars, and Sun are all functional malefic along with Rahu and Ketu for every chart. So Sun is functional malefic, but it is fairly benign. It's not causing any harm in the birth chart, and it can cause some harm in the transit chart from time to time. So Sun gives him this ability to grow spiritually by separating himself out and taking on these different acting roles, and gives him leadership ability to be a director and taking on lead roles in movies. Then we have Moon. Moon is giving income through acting in front of the public, connecting to the public. And Moon here in this first house gives some good looks as well. Then we have, he's very handsome. And then we have Mars, again, functional malefic, but benign, not causing any harm through conjunction or aspect in this birth chart, but giving this ability to research the different roles that he's playing. And it's in the house of good fortune. So it also gives this passion and ambition, drive to be successful. Connects him with his belief system, passionate about his belief systems, not wanting to take any roles that are not inspiring to other people, portraying his race in a very good light. So Mercury is giving his life purpose through communication and acting and connecting that to, again, taking on these inspiring roles being of service to others, and yeah, those are the main things, I think. And then Jupiter is it's afflicted by Rahu, the ninth aspect of Rahu, and it is ruling this house of happiness and home life. So the home life is not completely stable. He had a couple of many different relationships that didn't work out. Um, but here it's in this house of healing. So his roles were to teach others and inspire others about healing, um, civil rights, and the other causes that he was involved in. Then Venus is at 0 degrees, so weak. Every actor, politician is very connected to their relationships and partnerships with their agent, with directors and producers and other actors. So there's a definite connection there, and it's aspecting the first house as well. But it being weak, Venus represents wife, so his some of his relationships again didn't work out. Then we have Saturn, function malefic. It is close to the most effective point, so it does affect his creativity, his investments, his teaching abilities, as well as 4, 5, 6, belief systems, good fortune, 8, 9, 10, and so there could be some losses through Saturn. Now, Saturn, Aquarius being in the sixth house gives him this connection to humanitarian causes like the civil rights movement, national park system, very connected to nature. Saturn's a very earth sign, very connected to nature and the earth. And he did have some back issues. So Saturn ruling this house of health. Very interested in health, very interested in almost being a vegan, not eating red meat, lots of vegetables. Then Rahu and Ketu. This is the balance between uh, home life and work. And so his career, his home life did take a backseat to his career, and it did affect his home life at some points during his life. Now, let's look at the timing of events. So he joined the army during a K2 period, so very life-changing there with K2. His first big part was in 1950, No Way Out, and he got married as well during a Jupiter period, so again, starting a family. And then in 64, he got an Oscar for Lilies of the Field. And also got divorced. So, again, giving this desire to be successful in career, and it's affecting his home life. Got knighted in 74 during a Venus period connected to his fame. Venus ruling the House of Fame. 76, he got married again during a Venus period, Venus and Jupiter and Mercury connected to writing. He wrote his autobiography called This Life, and Venus is taking a wife, so that connects to the marriage. And 93, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer during a Mars period. Again, Mars is, connected to this eighth house connected to prostate issues, cancer as well. 09, he got the Medal of Freedom from Obama during a Venus period, again, that fame. And then died on January 6, 2022, while transiting Rahu was afflicting natal Mars, again, death-like experiences and longevity, unexpected events, as well as transiting Mars. So what could we do to strengthen this chart? Well, he's doing all the charity work. He was an ambassador for the Bahamas for many years, involved in the civil rights movement, in the national park system, many other issues. So he's naturally transforming his Ketu, Rahu, Sun, Mars, and Saturn by helping the working class people with being ambassador to the Bahamas. So taking care of those planets through charities, and then natural remedies, and then want to strengthen Venus, which is weak, Moon, which is slightly weak, more than 25 degrees is said to be an old age. Uh, let's see, Jupiter, because it's placed in the 8th house, makes it weak. Mercury is placed in the 8th house, 6th house, sixth house, so that makes it weak. And Moon, slightly weak in old age. So that could be done with a silver locket called a kavash, a protective shield, containing the Devata yantras for these planets. Or you could wear all the gemstones. You can get this kavash for your own chart at vastucreations.com, as well as getting a reading, a personal reading under services, as well as taking a course in astrology. And if you wanted to get certified, again, this is a very powerful way of looking at sidereal astrology, not Western, through transformational Vedic astrology. Thank you so much for listening. Ring the bell. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for listening.